folks who closed schools and then told you that teachers' unions know what's best for your kids. We're up against folks who'd rather let repeat offenders walk free than get tough on crime. I'm glad Governor Beshear finally decided to come to Fancy Farm. It's been the first Saturday in August for 143 years. But Andy only seems to make time for you all when he's staring down Election Day. Friends, I know a little something about beating Beshear. And let me tell you, Andy makes his dad look like a Republican. Steve Beshear, his dad, thought woke was what he did from his nightmare Senate race in 1996.
Ouch! I mean, seriously, that was even more painful to watch than Mitch's brain freeze that lasted a full 20 seconds. It seemed like an eternity. As you can see, those Republicans are not booing a Democrat. That wasn't Nancy Pelosi getting heckled off the stage. That was the top-ranking Republican in the entire Senate, getting savage booed for 5 straight minutes, with his speech drowned out by the chant, "Retire! Retire! Get out! You don't represent us anymore." He was trying to speak at the Fancy Farm Picnic, which is one of Kentucky's main political events, when activists, the grassroots of the party, shouted Mitch McConnell down. They treated him with the very same contempt that they would treat any Democrat leader. And speaking of, Mike Pence got an earful over the weekend as well.
Why did you sell out the people? Why didn't you stand? Why didn't you uphold the Constitution, sir? I upheld the Constitution. Read it. People out. Can they take a picture with you? Sold them out. Sold all these kids out too.
It's so amazing, this guy who's actually running for president is hearing members of his own party calling him a traitor and a sellout. Kind of reminds me of someone else.
So what do you think about President Biden's first 100 days? Now, you know me as a person who says what he thinks, and I don't hide the fact that I wasn't a fan of our last president's character issues. And I'm also no fan... Aren't you embarrassed?
Yeah, I think the only one embarrassed there is you, Mittens. I mean, that was Mittens Romney, for those of you listening by podcast. He was getting an earful at the Utah Republican Convention a couple of years back, and he's only gone downhill from there. He's getting primaried, thank God. As you can see, the Republican Party is going through a huge upheaval. There is a major rebellion happening at the grassroots level. And this rebellion is happening because of the massive disconnect between the ruling class, particularly the donor class, and the rank and file in the Republican Party. I always saw it most recently on display with Ronna McDaniel, the niece of Mitt Romney, right, when she won a very contentious contest for the RNC chair. It's so pathetic. The very rhinos that are telling us now we need to reject Trump because he lost 3 elections in a row, that's one of their talking points. Those very same rhinos shilled for McDaniel, who was at the forefront of those 3 losses. I mean, these people are absolutely shameless. The problem here is that obviously political class Republicans have no idea what to do with the new grassroots. They occupy such a different cultural space than the grassroots that they just simply couldn't be more alienated from one another. But the joke's on them, because we have new data showing that patriots are indeed taking over the GOP. They're not going to let a corrupt political class steal their party. And speaking of stealing, I got to admit, gang, I was floored when I found out how easy it is to access the deed to my home. And not just access it, but change it. The deed to your home is the only document that proves you own it. But the problem is that the deeds to all our homes are now online. And criminals are free to find your deed, forge your signature, refile as the new owner of your home, take out tons of loans using your home's equity, and then stick you with all the debt. But that's where our good friends over at Home Title Lock come in, gang. They are absolutely amazing. Home Title Lock gives you the peace of mind that the deed to your home is absolutely and completely protected. Click on that link below right now and use promo code TurleyTalks. Then all you got to do is enter your address for your no-obligation home title scan to see if you've already been a victim of deed theft. That's a $100 value, absolutely and totally free with my promo code TurleyTalks. Gang, don't wait for the worst to happen only to regret you didn't do something about it when you could have. Do what I've done. Do what countless Patriots have done. Click on that link below right now and secure your home today. The Democrats, frankly, are in panic mode right now as new polling data shows exactly what we've been talking about for over a year now. The Democrats are losing the non-white working class. Now, this is huge. As many of you know, the Democrats have already lost the white working class voter. So these are your blue-collar manufacturing workers, factory workers, who have historically voted exclusively Democrat, but who defected in droves to vote for Trump. I mean, I never get tired of this statistic that back in 2016, there were nearly 200 counties that had voted for the Democratic presidential candidate in every single election since 1984, often by a 20-point margin, that suddenly swung over and voted for Trump by a comparable 20-point margin. County after county after county, nearly 200 of them in Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, Pennsylvania, that voted for Mondale, that voted for Dukakis, that voted for Clinton twice, Gore, Kerry, Obama twice. All of a sudden, to the shock of pollsters and pundits alike, these counties turned around and voted for Donald Trump, some by a 20-point margin. That makes a 40-point swing to the nationalist populist right. Hillary Clinton lost the white working class vote so badly that even if she got Barack Obama's level of the black vote, she still would have lost. But now we're starting to see the non-white working class vote defect from the Democrats over to an increasingly nationalist populist GOP. The data shows that between 2020 and 2022, the Democrat advantage among non-white working class voters decreased by 14 points. But if you look at that advantage from 2012, you'll see it drop by twice that, by 33 points. And of course, that's what we saw in Florida in 2022 when DeSantis outperformed Trump by about 38 points in the gubernatorial race among non-white working class voters. Same with Texas Governor Greg Abbott. He ran 15 points ahead of Trump among non-white working class voters. And these same non-white working class voters are now flocking to Trump. That's one of the reasons why he's tied with Biden in the latest New York Times Siena poll, a poll that Trump has never led, either in 2016 or 2020. And one of the reasons why Trump is poised to win in a blowout in 2024 is precisely because the Democrats are losing the non-white working class. So the whole of the working class, both white and non-white, are shifting over to the GOP and transforming the party into a far more nationalist, populist, and traditionalist party. And as you could see for yourself, this new Patriot-backed GOP is poised to finally take out those annoying, horrid rhinos. Are you ready to join the resistance? Because I'm leading a group of dedicated, courageous patriots who can lead a spearhead into the heart of the secular globalist establishment. We punished Bud Light and Target, driven CNN and the legacy media to near bankruptcy, forced BlackRock to backtrack on ESG, and now we're seeing our conservative-dominated Supreme Court ending affirmative action and protecting religious liberty. In my Insiders Club, I show you concrete steps to take locally and online that will only keep this mass uprising going until the battle is won. Don't wait. Click the link in my description below and join my Courageous Patriots Insiders Club today.